Okay. Hi. First, I want to start out with I'm sorry I'm submitting this so late. It's been a crazy, hectic week. I changed my major from AYA to middle childhood, and then, I got switched out of a bunch of classes and got put in a bunch of new classes to fulfill my new major. And I've been playing catch up for the last week because I missed a week of those classes, so I was trying to get caught up, and it's just, long story short, it's been crazy. Okay, so first I'm going to start uh, by explaining TPAC. Content. So the content I was researching about was algebra and pre-algebra because, I mean, that's what I want to teach. Now I'm a middle childhood ed with concentrations in math and language arts, but I want to focus on math because that's what I want to teach. I want to teach algebra. I love, love, love algebra. Okay, so next I'm going to go to pedagogy, or pedagogy, however you prefer to pronounce it. Pedagogy is how a teacher chooses to teach, I guess. So that could be lecture based, where, teacher has slides or just talks the whole time and you take notes. Pencil and paper, in math this would be like, here's these problems, work it out. So working out using pencil and paper. A pedagogical standpoint comes from technology. If a teacher decides to use technology in her class or his class, which then goes over to our next topic, which is technology. Technology can be, a graphing calculator or any calculator, really. Different softwares, a smartboard. I love smartboards. And, laptop. Okay? So we make connections when these overlap. So technology and pedagogy, when they overlap, it's pretty much making content more accessible. So if you look at this, what can make content accessible? Well, I think a laptop, that would help, especially with like online homework or like online videos. One thing I plan to do is when I'm a teacher, if I get emails or if my students say that they're having trouble with a certain type of problem at home, I would love to make a screencast for them and just put it online and be like, guys, go check the screencast. So then I'll walk them through it. So if they have laptops, that really helps. Graphing calculators. Because come on, let's be real. How many of us got through high school without using a calculator at all? Calculators are amazing. They're small. They fit in your backpack. Just bring them home. And, my teachers would always teach us how to use a graphing calculator. Um, I think it's nifty. It also makes things a lot easier. And then technology and content. When those are paired together, it's appropriate technology paired with the content. So, appropriate technology to pair with it would be Smartboard for activities, softwares. Like right now, I'm using GeoGebra. I don't really know if that's a software. I think it is. Not sure. I love it. Gosh, I love GeoGebra. Yeah. Graphing calculator, like those would mesh well with algebra and pre-algebra. Maybe not a graphing calculator, maybe a more simple calculator, but you get the idea, just a calculator. Laptop too, if you do have online homework. I know that when I was in high school, I had math homework through something called Math Excel. So yeah, that's how those can overlap. And then another one is content and pedagogy, how those overlap. Let's get those out of overlap. So content and pedagogy. And this is appropriate pedagogical strategies to content. So, what would be the best thing to get the most out of these students? Would lecturing the entire time and the kids just taking notes, would that be the most beneficial way to the students? Would pencil and paper, where they're just working out problems, or maybe putting some technology in it would help too, which then leads us to this nifty little trick. When we combine all of them, okay? So when we combine technology, content, and pedagogy, which is what TPAC is, all of my articles came to like pretty similar conclusions. Struggling students, or even students that weren't struggling, they were helped. They improved when all three of these were intertwined. There was an improvement in test scores. They took these struggling students and they did these studies, and at the end of the study, they gave them a test at the beginning of the study, and at the end of the study, there was improvements in the test scores. But also something else I found really interesting: teachers became more familiar. A lot of people just don't like change, and teachers included. So if they've been lecturing or just giving out problems their entire teaching career, they may be a little more hesitant to start with technology. But when people guided them through it, and the more familiar they got with technology, the better it was for students, because teachers were learning how to use technology to teach the students, and then the students were learning from being taught using technology. So that's how technology, pedagogy, and content are all intertwined, and all of the feedback from the articles were very positive and saying that technology would be a great idea to intertwine with algebra and pre-algebra. So I look forward to having a classroom someday and being able to combine my pedagogies and technology into algebra just to see what will happen with the students. So thank you.